Guys, what's up? It's your girl Mo Brewster with the Post Up News, coming to you live from the Tampax Live Radiant Experience. I am super excited. I have had such a great time. I got to see all kind of products, and even though it's the thing we don't like to talk about the most, maybe we should start talking about it the most. Guys, this is such a great experience for you to share with your daughter, your mother, any females that you have in your life. Help them get comfortable with the uncomfortable. So you guys know who it is. It's your girl Mo Brewster with the Post Up News. You can follow me on IG at Miss ATL Doll. Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Mo Brewster with the Post Up News, coming to you live from the Tampax Live Radiant event. And I am here with Dr. Kiarra King, and she's going to give me some insight on this whole thing going on here.
Yes. Well, I am Dr. Kiarra King. I'm a board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist, and I'm here as part of the Live Radiant experience just to spread the word on tampon safety and usage. Tampax did a study in a little over 600 women and found out some really interesting facts. And about 50%, a little over 50% of the women felt that they wanted more information on how to properly use a tampon.
Right.
So there is a lack or a scarcity of information, and people want to know how can they use these products safely.
So let me ask you a question, because you're the expertise here. I was always taught when I was little not to use tampons.
Wow.
Because it would cause you to have infection if you didn't change it properly.
Yep.
They could get stuck and get lost. I don't know where they would go, but I was always taught that they were a bad thing. So can you kind of debunk some of those myths for us?
Absolutely. So if tampons are used safely, you basically almost eliminate the risk of infection. So generally, they shouldn't be used for any more than 8 hours. Okay.
Wow, 8 hours.
So, but now, someone may want to change them more frequently. If you have a little bit heavier flow, or if you just want to change them more frequently just for your own personal comfort, that's absolutely fine. If you want to change them every 3, 4, 5 hours, that's fine. But we don't want you to use them any longer than 8 hours. Otherwise, that can increase your risk of infection. They can be comfortable as long as they're inserted properly. They can be comfortable. They don't have to be painful. If they're not worn correctly, if they're too low in the vagina, you're going to notice that it's there versus if it's higher up in the vagina where it's supposed to be placed.
Smooth sailing.
Smooth sailing. You won't feel it. It won't be uncomfortable. So tampons can absolutely be used safely if used properly.
Can you sleep in them?
Yes. You can sleep in them. But now remember, like I just said, you don't want to use them for any longer than 8 hours.
Right.
So, you can absolutely sleep in them. There's no reason you can't sleep in them. You can swim in them. Women can be active in sports, especially a lot of women athletes. You're running around down a basketball court, you're swimming, playing volleyball. Insert any other sport, especially if it's a high impact, high velocity sport. Pads may not be the most comfortable, especially if you're actively bleeding. And so tampons can absolutely be worn during sleep and during sporting activities.
Hold on. Did you just say you can swim in them?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
You can swim in them. Why not?
I would be afraid. I would be so afraid.
If you think about it, a lot of women will avoid certain activities during their periods for a variety of reasons. Swimming being one of them, just because they're like, how am I going to swim? I'm bleeding, But if you have a tampon in, it's basically catching any blood before it comes out. So you can swim and use tampons.
So I had to ask if I could bring my daughters with me to this event.
Yes.
Mainly because I remember going on a field trip in the 6th grade to the Six Flags. And all they had in the vending machines were tampons. And I was completely clueless. I had no idea how to use one because my mom never showed me. She never showed me. I had it on wrong. And to make matters so bad, I wore a yellow squirt. Remember those?
The squirt, yeah, girl.
And it was yellow. And I was like, oh, my God, my classmates are going to see. And I'm going to be so embarrassed. So I think it's great to definitely talk about it now, to let our youth, let the young girls know that they are safe, how to use them safely. how to properly insert them, because sometimes they will be put in those situations where that's all that's there.
Absolutely.
So,
and I think for me, education is empowerment. Whatever a woman decides to use is what they decide to use. But if they're not using tampons just because they've heard this or that, or they've heard these bad things, and it could be a good option for them, I think that's amazing if we can break down those myths.
Right.
And like you said, if your mom didn't teach you and you never really learned, say you decided you were just going to wear pads for the rest of your life, then more than likely you would share with your daughters, okay, this is what you're going to use, and they wouldn't have any idea of how to use them. So just allowing people to know what their options are, I think, is so important. And then each woman can make a choice to use whatever is best for them.
So is this something that you would recommend for young women who aren't sexually active, because it may be uncomfortable for them?
So what I would say for that is that anyone can wear tampons.
Okay.
There's no, if you're a virgin, if you're not really sexually active, anyone can wear a tampon. Now, it may be that if you have a younger girl, they may need to start out with a smaller tampon. They may just start out with like a junior or like a light tampon, just to kind of get used to it. Another really effective thing for young girls that can be done, you don't have to be on your period to put a tampon in, right? You know,
I'm not going to answer that because I don't want to come home and have my daughter, I know.
No, so I say that only to say you can practice.
Okay.
So you can do it to practice. So that young girl is not 11, 12 years old out on her school field trip and like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. How do I put this in? If you guys have gone over it at home and said, hey, this is the wrapper, let's take it out the package, this is how you insert it, and she's not on her period, it's gonna be a whole lot easier and a whole lot less intimidating to try it that way. So I think that's an excellent tip for young girls that they can possibly try. So just something to think about.
You know what? I really don't even want to think about it. I was just going to be honest. I don't, on the way up here, my daughter goes, I'm a late bloomer. And I'm like, baby, you just don't understand. Like, for some reason, when we're young women, we want it so bad. Yeah. But then when we get older and we find out it comes with all the eggs in it. Yeah. But I'm glad people like you are out here teaching the youth how to do these things safely and properly. I know that tampons, they have, like, a lot of different styles. They come in cute little wrappers and whatever. I'm a sucker for packaging, so if it's cute, I'll buy it. I mean, that's just how I am. Do you have one in particular that you recommend, or?
So Tampax Radiant is amazing. The packaging is super cute and fun, like you said. I'm here for all the branding as well. But it has a nice little, braid on the end of the string to help catch some like overflow. So it helps prevent leaks and everything. So it's a great option.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to interview with me. Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you at and follow you at on social media?
Absolutely. Again, I'm Dr. Kiarra King, so you can find me at Dr. Kiarra King on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. That's DrKiarraKing. And you can also follow me on my website at drkiarraking.com.
And you know who it is. It's your girl, Mo Brewster, with the Post Up News. You can find me on IG at Miss A-Tail Doll and the Post Up News. That's DAPOST Up News. And we out.
Help you with your career, just a little. You supposed to hold me down, but you holding me